get into this real fast. I'm late. Pretty late. So, this wasn't good. We were at Long Beach, and he's touring cars back for the NARL. Sorry, this is on the wrong account, but this will be on the YouTube soon, once this is all done with. Unfortunate. But here we are. You have Ronnie Mack in the lead on lap 9 with about 32 minutes to go here. With Big Jim right on his tail with 2 tenths behind, 3 tenths now. Gotta let everything else sink out of the way now. So we have 12, 11 here. And so we have mandatory 4-tire stop as a competition kind of pit stop going on. Last race till the Texas Oval towards the end of the season here in the United States. Or never mind, not disregard that. Last night race until Texas. In race time was 5 p.m. 5 times progression, which is why it's already nighttime with 30 minutes to go here. Clear forecast. Gator. He's one of the first. He's one of the 3 to watch here because of how this is one of his personal favorite tracks. We have Jim. He's been pretty quick. Momentum with last week's win. We have Ronnie continuing to show up, obviously with his top 3 speed, and here he is. Here in first, we have Alan showing like he's been pretty consistent throughout these last sessions, like during the practices ones. Draven's been looking to add another podium finish. I'm pretty sure he has 2 straight so far. Tight points battle for top 3, and there's a fun fact: these tour cars do not have competed on U.S. soil in real life. It's pretty interesting. So, that's cool. Alright, so we have Ronnie in first, Jim in second, Nick in third, LD Allen in fourth, Captain Killam in fifth, Gator in sixth, Draven in seventh, Williams in eighth, Penn in ninth, Crunch in 10th, and Hostium in 11th, pretty far behind. Unless it's just how it is. Unless it's a glitch. Let's go find out. Yeah, I don't think that's a glitch. Back to Ronnie. It's like a pretty close battle here between these two, because everyone else is there's a bunch behind. 2 within a second. We got really the first and second, and then fourth and fifth had close battles somewhat, but that's about it. Might see a move here from Jim shortly. It's kind of hard to pass here at Long Beach, but coming into the hairpin soon. That's never mind. Let me turn on the map. I am getting confused. I hope they can hear me. It's just in host. Power just went out. That sucks. Well, everyone else is in their own parties, or else they can hear me in the chat. Unless... Oops. Hold on, give me a quick second. It just shouldn't matter. Alright. No, I am late. I'm sorry. Lost track of time, checking out some things. We are pretty deep. race so far. This is my fault. I kind of forgot there's a race tonight. But we have Jim, who's still a little bit behind Ronnie. So... Yes, I do. This is my fault. Anyway, with these guys, with Jim about a little bit behind, we might be able to see a good battle here. So hopefully these two both get in the pit stops pretty well, so that they can easily, so that they can put on the show for us all night, which would be very nice. That would be ideal. But we have Jim, who's 0.4 behind Ronnie. Might be able to make some time up. He lost some time on that section of the racetrack. Going in the long straight. Do the tight left-handed turn. And then into the, Jim seems to have gotten a bit loose going through that first corner. Heading into the fountain. We're on a sharp right, just about. As we get later and later into this run, it seems like or not Ronnie, but Jim just loses a bunch of time. Not too much, but he's steadily losing time throughout the first section of the track. He did better on section 2, I believe that is. Let's check on these other guys, shall we? Let's go to... Well, actually, there's not really anywhere else to go. Big Jim is pitting. We have now Nick is now in second place. LD Allen in third. Killam is now in fourth from Jim pitting. He has just gotten to his pit stall. Just gonna get past. He's probably gonna go back to 9th or 10th. Ben is in the pit as well. He might have gotten a penalty for that. His name is Red. Or not the name, but the number. Unless it's just not that what that means, but... Oh! Got the kill making a bit loose out of that turn. I think that is turn 4. Getting quite loose here on this later run. We still got about 24 minutes to go. Check up on Gator. He doesn't have a right headlight. That's something. Oh, the Straven does not have the left one. It's funny. Seems like Gator might pit. He might not. He's not pitting. Now there's Draven. They're going in later. So far it's been Penn and Jim who've pitted. So, don't really know what else. Oh, Gator slams the wall. And needs no more hood. Weight reduction. Gator's one of the brave souls. He's the only brave soul in this entire field to run on controller. So, props to him. That is very impressive, because having a wheel in Project Cars 2 is much better, because you have more control, and controller, you can most likely change the sensitivity and all, but I tried it once, and it was all shaky and stuff like that, so major props to Gator Mike when it comes to playing this game on a controller. So we have Nick in the pits. He'll probably drop down to 8th, 9th for all this. I'm expecting to see... Who was his teammate? Oh yeah, Penn. Penn is his teammate. He already pitted. So, I'm expecting to see Mr. Williams and Draven a bit at the same time. As now Gator Mike comes into the pits. 86. So, Ronnie has some lap traffic around him. I believe that is, Crunch and Penn. Penn has no rear wing. Good thing it's only visual damage, or else he would not be able to get this thing straight. Need that downforce in these cars. But, check on Big Jim. He's got a clean race car. We basically the whole top 5 is yet to pit, and I think 8th hasn't pitted either. But Ronnie's still in some lap traffic. I think Penn is pulling away from him. I said it's Nick. I'm not sure who's who. I think it's Penn. Nope, it is Nick then Penn. So we got Nick with Ronnie behind him. Nick is fighting his way to not become a lap down, but since Ronnie hasn't pitted yet, well, that's why he's in front of him. He's still pulling away, I believe. Check out on LD in this orange car. He's got his teammate of Hostium. Actually, his power went out. Hate to see it. But we've driven here in 4th place. He is gaining on Ronnie a lot. I think... Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even see that. Ronnie's pitting. Will LD come to pit? Or will he come to lead a lap? He will come to lead a lap. So we have LD Allen just now passing Ronnie and to take the lead for the first time this race, I believe. We have Draven pitting. Penn once again getting the blue flag. Did someone spin? I don't know. Anyway, only driver in the pits right now is Draven. He seems like he might be almost done with his pit stop. Up there goes the thing. I don't know if it's... Yeah, I don't know how I can't really see it on here, but... Nick just passed him. Seems like Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie and Mr. Williams. So I think Williams is letting him go. She's going defensive here, entering the sec turn. Some of the turns before the hairpin. Can't talk right now. Anyway, but we have. I think that is Jim behind. I think Williams might be coming to pit. He's not yet. But we see 1 and 2 coming around pit. Coming back to 1 and 2 actually. We have Killam and LD Allen in the pit as well as Crunch. But we will go back to watching Jim and Ronnie. You guys are up and having a close battle once again. Jim losing a little bit of time. Oh wow, we have about 16-15 left here in the race. Getting a bit close to the wall. That seems like the preferred driving line to have. But if he hit that wall, he might lose a bit of momentum. As he hits the wall coming through that turn, might lose a bit of time. Williams is now pitting. I think Jim is gaining time. He's gaining a lot of time for there. He was 0.4 behind at one point. Oh no! Terrible mistake for Jim. Happens to the best of us, man. You hit those tires and you go right on around. That's something you really hate to see. He needs something. He needs Ronnie to mess up, or to be like Miracle, because that is horrible. You just hate to see that. He's now 3, still going back behind, still falling back. Oh dear, that is not fun. But we have a battle now between Draven and Captain Killam. These two guys, when Draven was, yeah, TJR teammates for NASCAR. We have Killam and Draven. Draven has retired from the Heat League to focus on Project Cars 2, which is mad respect to him through these fantastic seasons he's had. But these two have been long. I think these guys are pretty good friends, I would assume, because they're teammates outside of Project Cars 2. And they're always on together, I believe. These guys are always fun to watch. As I believe they're pulling up on a lapped car. I don't know who that is. That is LT Crunch. Oh, LT Crunch in the wall once again. He might be a bit of a problem as it goes. He lets him by. Never mind. Crunch is a smart race car driver when it comes to these things. When he knows he is slower than someone else, he will pull out. As long as if it's the leader, she'll pull out of the way most of the time. continuing with this battle here for 5th and 6th. We might have a battle here for 3rd and 4th between Nick and LD Allen. Up. Nick has hit the wall. I hate to see it as well. Back to Draven and Captain Killam. These two, as long as none of them make a mistake, we should have a good battle for the end between these two guys. Because the leaders, fortunately, as long as Jim keeps it going, these top two should stay the same. But these two might be different. As Crunch, oh dear, comes out of that turn and just hits full on to the wall. Was that Crunch? Yeah, I believe that was Crunch. Hate to see it. That's one thing you never like to see, is just someone having a rough time. And then next thing you know, it gets even worse. It's really not fun when that happens. As we see possible overtake between Draven and Captain Killam. Sorry, I was looking away for a second. That's my fault. But I think Killam has the preferred lane. Oh, Draven might get a run out of the corner, entering the fountain turn. As he does, he takes 5th position away from Captain Killam. So Killam could come on back and give us a show, huh? As it looks like he can. He's still got that toe. But let's go over to Nick and LD Allen. These guys are bumper to bumper once again. Up. Sheesh. Both getting loose out of that corner, man. At this point, I don't know who hasn't pitted yet. But, yeah, it's about a second with, about a second between each other. So we'll probably see them battle once again here shortly. Since last time Nick was able to come back. Let's go back to Draven and Captain Killam. These guys are once again close to each other. They were. Back to these two. Okay, I don't know if it's my timing being messed up, but it always shows they're close and then they're still a second out. But we don't really have any good battles here for now. As we see, did Ronnie make a mistake? Because Jim cut up a lot. Ronnie's coming up on some lap traffic once again. I think this is Mr. Williams. I don't really know if lap traffic plays as big as a factor here on NASCAR Heat, because on NASCAR you normally come to like 1 or 2, but since these guys are all in the same party for the most part, they are communicating between each other, and they are not just going off. And they're not just praying on whether the lap car will move or not out of the way for them, and they can always ask the lap car to move out of the way instead, having to wait and see. Oh dear, Big Jim hitting the wall once again. You might lose a lot of time off that. Or it might help him, you never know. But it doesn't look like it helped him much. Trying to get close to his tires. Someone else wrecked? I believe so. I believe that is LT Crunch once again. Unfortunate for him as well. So Big Jim could give us a show here shortly, as we see these two, LD Allen and Nick, once again, bumper to bumper. About 4 tenths back is Nick from Allen. So, these two might have a good show for us to watch. Nick hasn't been here yet, I don't think. So, I'm glad to see him on track. Nick getting loose out of that corner, and then a hairpin. Anyway. As we see an overtake coming from Nick, possibly. But Eldiana has the preferred lane, but Nick might get the run off the corner. As the preferred lane struck again and gave Allen a little bit of space on Nick. Nick with a shaky bumper, hanging on by a thread. I'm watching these street courses sometimes. They're always a blast. They're not that fun. Like, it depends on where it is, or some of them aren't that fun racing them, but they are fun to watch. Unless you frankly just don't have many battles, as Nick is constantly up, back and forth on LD Allen. Oh, I think Jim got another incident because he's now 13 seconds behind Ronnie. When it last showed the right time, yep. As long as Ronnie doesn't make a mistake, it looks like this race is his. As I think Nick hits the wall once again. But gains some time through the fountain. Hopefully we'll see a good battle for these two. They look like they're close so far. Close on each other once again this race. Nick, almost saw contact through there. Nick hits the loss out of the hairpin. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what to say. I'm not very good at the improv part of these broadcasts, and I apologize for that. These two are pulling up on Mr. Williams. See if he'll either move to the side a bit or if he'll just battle with them for a while. Alan and Nick both getting loose out of that turn a little bit. Tenlin's starting to come out. Ugh. Oh no! No. That is the worst thing you want to see here. And then give Alan nowhere to go. Just pile drive him through that corner. That is... hate to see it. And the race... oh wow. You hate to see it. I believe Big Jim has finished the race already as well. Ronnie's sitting there doing donuts. Don't know where he is. To the onboard cam. Ronnie's sitting there doing donuts. He deserves it. We're in a very good race for the time we watched. I believe the race is... he's just going now. Wow. Good race from Ronnie. As the race itself, I think everyone has finished. Got one last car finishing, that is Penn. There we have it. So I will add our podium. I would probably have to assume so. After that one, smart. Alright, well, I'll get our podium finishers up here. We got Ronnie, Jim, and Alan. So let me make a party. Jim. I have created a party. Hopefully we'll have these guys join momentarily. Alright, we have our winner from tonight's race on Long Beach, Ronnie Mac, in the party. So,
Hello.
how was it, man?
It was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun over there battling with Jim there at the beginning of the race, trying to keep him from passing me. He made that small slip up there at the start of the race, which let me get by him. But I couldn't shake him, and he was there. But Unfortunately, he kept made a few mistakes, which really costed him.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate for Jim. I got here late because I kind of lost track of
Yeah.
time. But the good thing is that I was here for the end of it, sort of. But
Yep.
going into this race, as I asked last week and I ask every week, do you have any sort of strategy? Did you set it up before the race, or did we just go with the flow?
Um, well, I wanted to make sure I'd actually put tires on when I went to pit road, and checked it 4 times before I actually went to pit road. And luckily enough, they did go ahead and put on tires. So thank God for that.
That is good. It's about time they did something right. Because last race there was a big mistake there with the four tires. But
Yep.
so it looks like your races went pretty smooth so far. Not so far, but through the night, kind of struggling to come up with things.
Yeah,
But
it was a really clean race. I think I hit the wall maybe twice throughout the entire
oh
race, but other than that, it was a clean race.
well. What were your hopes going into the race? Did you feel fast during all the practice sessions, or?
I mean, I felt fast, but I just thought it was going to be between me and Jim, and it ended up being that way. So it wasn't really much of a surprise. I did expect Gator to do a little better though, but you know, it
Hmm.
is what it is.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep the interview short and sweet tonight. And is there anyone else you'd like to shout out? Go for it.
Shout out to you, of course, for going ahead and broadcasting. I know you got here a little late, but thank you for doing it nevertheless. And shout out to everyone in the league for going ahead and coming out tonight and putting on a good race.
All right. Well, thank you, Ronnie, for joining the booth with me as we have our second place finisher, Big Jim. Unfortunate throughout the race, but he still pulled off a podium finish, and that is still impressive. Um,
Dude. I First of all, I gotta shout out Ronnie for that one. Insane. I mean, he was in front of me the entire race. I was so antsy to just send it on him one of those times. Never got the chance. So, good job to him. But pit road is horrible. I hate pit road.
oh, yeah. So, so I asked Ronnie as you were here, but is there anything you were looking forward to, kind of, or not that, but pit strategy?
I'll tell you what I wasn't looking forward to was this track and its stupid tire barriers. Those things stick out half the racetrack out there. It's the dumbest thing ever. And they aren't like sponges like they are in real life. So you hit one, you die. And I did that 2 times in the same exact corner. It was really frustrating. But no, I did enjoy our battle, me and Ronnie's battle. Nick was up there too, so we were having a good race up there. I couldn't really ask for more other than not being a scrub and hitting tire barriers.
Yeah, I did see that. That was very unfortunate. You and Ronnie seems like you were having a blast up there, but just unfortunate. Anyway, did you make any pit adjustments throughout the race, or were you just go with the flow?
I just took 4 tires. I went to the wrong pit stop, ran over a pit guy. I hope he's dead now. But I
Luck.
really, it's probably one of, I don't know who came down pit road the same. I think it was Penn, and he sped anyway. So you know what, his Jack man can. He's probably plastered on the ground right now, but I don't know. It's a shame because I think I would have been right there on Ronnie's bumper had I not made that mistake. But apparently, there's some setting you can run where you can see exactly where your pit stall is. I'm gonna be looking into that. But yeah, still got second. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Good job tonight. Is there anyone else you'd like to shout out?
Of course, GC Motorsports. Gotta shout them out. The guys in the shop in Gator. Gator finished fifth. I know he's looking for a little more, but he was not having a fun time with this game tonight. Other than that, thank you for commentating it, and can't wait to watch back.
All right, thank you, Jim, for joining us. But moving on to our third place finisher for LD Allen. How are you?
Pretty tired.
Yeah, after this 45 minutes straight, I feel you. But
Yeah.
so there's one thing I saw. It was with you and Nick. What do you think happened there?
Yeah. Well, I came out. I pitted a little later. Came out of the pits. Somehow I jumped him. I'm not sure. I was like 3 seconds behind him um, when he pitted, and I pitted 4 or 5 laps later, and I came out 2 seconds in front of him. So I don't really know how that happened. But I came out in front of him, and he caught me with about 12 minutes to go. I was just better out of the hairpin than him. So turn one's the best passing opportunity, really. So I was just better out of the last corner. So he really never had a chance there. And then he was getting me on the back straightaway with a few corners before the hairpin. But he would never was really close enough. He had one send, and I defended pretty well. But then, yeah, it was the last lap, and I didn't get a good run out of the corner before, and so I went defensive, and he went inside my defense, which I didn't think he was gonna do. And then you gotta brake so much earlier when you enter that narrow. And yeah, I think I would have made the corner, but he just broke too late. Probably on his braking point, but when you're on the inside of the corner like that, you got to brake much sooner. So yeah, I just went straight on into the tires, and he kind of bounced off of me and kept going. But shout out Nick, he let me back past. That's a sportsmanship thing to do, because yeah, you never want to wreck anybody in the last lap. So that was very nice of him to do. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think he just broke a little too late.
Yeah, I did see that at the end. I saw the wreck occur, and then I went to a different driver. Wasn't even looking at the standings. Next thing you know, I see the lineup, and I'm like, how did he finish third? Uh, but
Yeah,
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 good
he only
sportsmanship.
passed. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I should have. I got a bad run out of the two previous corners, so he shouldn't really have had a chance at all. But yeah,
all right, man. What kind of pitch strategy were you working with, or were you just going with it?
so last race, I pitted a little early, and I liked how that worked out. Except I was just on my tires were really worn at the end of the race, and that kind of attributed to me wrecking in front of Draven, and then him taking me out just because he had nowhere to go.
Hmm.
So I went the opposite way this time. I stopped later. I think I stopped with like 19 minutes left, so like 3 or 4 minutes after
Something like that.
the halfway point. Yeah, so I like that. I expected to be chasing Nick, and based on the few laps before he pitted, I was keeping up with him. So I felt like on newer tires, I felt like I could have caught him. If I could have passed him, that'd be a different story. But I somehow came out in front of him, so then I really liked my chances because my tires were newer than him is. So yeah, it worked out sort of.
All right, so I'll give you the mic. Is there anyone else you'd like to shout out for this race?
uh, yeah, shout out Draven, Jim, and Gator. We're usually the four that race almost nightly together. I've only had this game like a month, so and they've helped me improve a lot. So I really appreciate that. I did not expect to be getting podiums two of the first three races into the season. So yeah, shout out to them for helping me. And actually, Gator and somebody else convinced me to get the game in the first place. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. Definitely worth the money.
Yes, I will also agree to that. But on behalf of the NRL, the North American Racing League, thank you for tuning in. I know it came up late. I still got about 30 minutes of the race. But thank you guys for coming out and watching. We will see you next week at whatever track we are at, because I didn't look at the schedule.
Willow Springs.
Willow Springs, thank you. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you.